What up, Laker fam? It's your boy DTLF back with another post-game recap. As the Lakers fall 122 to 109 to the Denver Nuggets on the road. Horrible all-around game for the team as a whole. I didn't feel like we played as a team. We didn't really move the rock. A lot of ISO ball, and it showed, especially from one Russell Westbrook, who had 7 turnovers off the bench. Told you guys that was key, man. He pretty much him and Dennis sold this game. Dennis returned back to his old self. He went 3 for 13 from the field. It just 14 points, and then Russ, of course, 10 for 21. He ends up with 25 points, but hopefully he had fun getting his stats because those turnovers cost us the game, man. Every time we went on a run. As a matter of fact, in the third quarter, we were down 5, and then those crucial turnovers always kill us. So it sucks, but hey, this was kind of like already penciled in since before the game started due to the fact that LeBron wasn't playing. I kind of figured we would lose. We all did. Thomas Bryant has 17 points and 10 rebounds, but nothing spectacular like the other days. I thought the silver lining here was Max Christie. Max Christie went 6 for 8, 2 for 3 from beyond the arc for 14 points. He played some solid defense. I mean, he had a well-rounded game. Outside of him, I'm not really too impressed with the way the team played, man. Too much ISO ball. I felt like fun guy Russ, really was just out here stat hunting, and that rubbed off on the team. I saw a lot of Kendrick Nunn one-on-one, even though Kendrick did have 15 points off the bench, but still too much one-on-ones. At times when we had chances to make runs, we were, looking off our teammates and forcing it, while Denver actually played team ball. They actually spread the rock. We got cooked by Jamal Murray. 34 points. Caldwell Pope was 16. They just spread the wealth. Everybody was in double figures except for Aaron Gordon. They even had Bruce Brown off the bench, who always seems to be a Laker killer, and Bones Highland. Jimmy Bones always cooking it. So overall, this team just okay. Tonight we took a step back. That's just the fact. The fact that we didn't trust each other and we didn't play for each other, that is a step back. I don't care about the stats, right? Obviously, the defense matters, second chance points, rebounding, all of that. But those turnovers really, really took us out of rhythm. Every time we made a run, and I thought the Lakers did a good job of fighting, battling back in that third quarter. We go down 14 at the half. We battled back nicely. We came back, and we were, like I said, at one point, within 6 minutes to go in the third, we were within 5 points. But we never got closer than that because I guess it was a phantom run. Lakers, like I said, played selfish brand of basketball that never gets it done, right? This is why a lot of people are very crucial of Russell Westbrook. A lot of the times he reverts back to his selfish old ways, and without LeBron and without Anthony Davis in the lineup, they look for him for leadership, and what he gave us was 7 turnovers. So believe it or not, it rubs off on the team. Now you have Dennis Schroeder turning the ball over. You had Patrick Beverly turning the ball over. By the way, he got injured, so hopefully he's all right. But I thought the Lakers played better without him in the starting lineup. But again, overall, Lakers showing they're still a trade away. All right, we say it when we win, we'll say it when we lose. Luckily, this was only one game, and I'm kind of glad LeBron didn't play, because had he played and Russ played like crap and we still would have lost, which I doubt it with LeBron, but it would have just been a wasted game. At least LeBron got his rest. At least, I'm looking at the silver linings. At least Max Christie was able to get some run. Cole Swider came in and knocked down a couple of threes. But outside of shooting threes, I really don't see much Cole Swider can give us. I mean, he's not a great rebounder, not a great defender. He did have 5 rebounds. I'll give him that. He did have 3 assists. So there's that. But it is what it is. I'll read the questions now, man. Just need to get all that off of my chest. I'm not too upset. I expected a loss. I would have been over the moon had we won. But I didn't expect back-to-back magical performances, without LeBron James. So, hey, he said, you take the bad with the good with Westbrook, mostly good these days. That is the good news. Hopefully he'll revert back to himself. One thing that does puzzle me, though, and it's not to knock on Russ because he is a Hall of Fame point guard, is like, bro, I've never seen such a Hall of Fame point guard be so turnover prone at times, just get careless. It's like he has no filters. Like, I turn the ball over, so what? Russ is going to be Russ. It's like you see that mentality play out on the court, and it's like, bro, nobody's fighting you. You're fighting your own inner demons. You need to chill out, slow down, and let the game come to you. And by the way, a lot of these turnovers were because he tried to become a primary scorer first, passer second tonight, and he gets caught in the air and stuff. And he's so much better when he's a playmaker first, believe it or not. So much better. Mamba Mentality said, like the fight, they had all the players. We did it. That's facts. That is facts. But I think we could have gave ourselves a shot had we been, more unified. I'll give them credit here. They played excellent team defense. They were scrappy and scrambling all night long. I mean, they're the number one team in the West for a reason, right? But I'll say the Lakers could have had a better shot had they, just cleaned it up a little bit and played for each other, which we did not tonight. It was a little weird. Controversial man, appreciate it, man. He said Russ gets too much hate. He tried the hardest, just undermanned. They had no business winning, yet he gets hate. Bron shouldn't have rested. It's not hate, man. It's constructive criticism. Nobody's saying, "Oh, Russ is the full reason we lost." I'm saying when you come off the bench and you have 7 turnovers, it's really hard to win, especially on the road versus the number one team in the West. It's just for context, man. But see, this is the era we live in. And I do appreciate the super chat. But the era we live in is we can't even constructively criticize our own players when they play bad. I've given them tons of love on this channel. If I can't say not one negative thing without having a comment like this popped up, then man, you guys should be his bodyguards. Y'all taking all kinds of virtual bullets for this man. Straight up. But no hate, man. All love. I appreciate the super chat regardless. Let's just agree to disagree. I don't see myself as a Russ hater. Matter of fact, I said he's the 6th man of the year this year, right? If that ain't love, I don't know what is. But look, bottom line is this. It is a team sport. You don't lose based off of one guy. But I will say we did look to his leadership because LeBron and AD are out, the other 2 leaders. So by default, he becomes a leader. And he didn't provide that tonight. That's all. We're holding him accountable. And that's what we do on the channel. We hold everybody accountable from A to Z. Shout out to my boy Joseph, man. He said, hold up. My boy said, for Bron and AD will beat these Nuggets in a 7-game series. You're right. But here's the thing, bro, is that we have to get there first, right? And although this is just one loss, so I'm not too disappointed because we are coming off of a 5-game win streak, which was glorious. And hopefully we start a new win streak, right? The bottom line is we have to make sure we capitalize and get there first before we can start saying we'll beat anybody in 7, right? So it luckily is just one loss, right? We look to the next one. We hopefully we don't take nothing from this one on to the next game because let's be honest, this wasn't the blueprint for winning tonight. We didn't play for each other. I thought Thomas Bryant was playing good basketball and we didn't go to him enough and he lost rhythm and started missing some shots. But look, we face the Mavericks on Thursday. That game's not going to be any easier. Hopefully we'll have LeBron by then, followed by the 76ers on Sunday. So we got time. He said, did Westy lead in assist? I'm not sure. I didn't look at that stat. All I saw is I think he had 7 assists and 7 turnovers. So a turnover per assist kind of nullifies any assist he has. It's better to take care of the basketball. And it becomes infectious. When your team leaders turn the ball over, the rest of the players start turning the ball over as well, right? He said, we have had a very one-sided offense. Most points were generated off the bench, 55 points. No one could play make. Schroeder was having an off night. Russ had a horrible first half, but he turned it around. I thought both Schroeder and Russ overall had a horrible night. Some of the stats that Russ had were when the game was out of reach. So, you could call that stat padding technically. Too little, too late, right? He got assertive at the end of the stretch, but overall, the whole team didn't play good. Honestly, I didn't see the camaraderie that got us the 5-game winning streak, right? I didn't see that. What I saw tonight was a lot of individual isolation plays. I even saw Kendrick Nunn come in and drop 15, but some of those were forced. Let's be real. So it seemed like everybody said, okay, LeBron took the night off, so will we mentally, and let's just get our stats and have fun, guys, right? That's what they said, right? He said they had fun and didn't get greedy. That's all that matters. That is funny. And that's something that's going to bite Russ. You shouldn't be saying that when your team leader and your coach are, trying to encourage the team to get aggressive and to execute, right? So it is what it is. But again, we can just shake this one off and look forward to the next one, guys, because at the end of the day, it is just one game. It's a long season. Other teams will lose games as well. We're looking at the standings. heavily because we've been on the outside looking in. But the truth of the matter is, it's the overall, if we can get on another winning streak and then lose one here or there, keep doing that. Overall, I think we've won 16 out of our last, what is it? Okay, we're like 16-12 the last couple of games or something like that after starting off the season really poorly. So, the Lakers are starting to play better basketball overall. It's key that we don't regress by going ISO ball. And of course, it's crucial to have LeBron there, but let's be real. He's 38. We're going to load manage him, especially at the high level he's playing. Last thing you want to do is have him tear an ACL or something crazy like that. Controversial man said Bron should have played, get over 500 first before sitting. You know what? I think it's what the team doctors advise him, man. Listen, we're fans at the end of the day. If we can have our star players play, we want them to play every single game. But the bottom line is that LeBron has been playing at such an elite level that there's going to be overprotection on that, right? If a man played back, listen, he can't win either way. If he would have sat out on the back-to-back to the Kings, we lose that one. Then he plays tonight, win or lose. They would have been like, oh, he should have played the Kings game, right? So at the end of the day, he played the back-to-backs that we wanted him to, and they took this one off for whatever reason, right? It could have been his sore ankle. It could have just been the fact that they didn't want to over-exert him. You're going up to the Mile High City, all that stuff. But look, we got to look at the bigger picture. Bigger picture is the first loss of the new year. We're getting positive news about Anthony Davis. LeBron James is healthy, right, for the most part. And role players are starting to click. One game doesn't change that. One game, now multiple games, all right, you start getting concerned again. But one game doesn't change that. We come back and we beat Dallas, tonight will be forgotten, right? It only becomes a panicable point if we go out here and we lose to Dallas, and then we turn around, we lose to Philly, and it's like that little 5-game winning streak starts disintegrating. We don't need that. What we need to do is hold our head above water till AD comes back. And that's what we've been doing so far. So I'm still overall happy with the team. Physique former, my bro. He said, DTLF, people need to remember that LeBron is in year 20. And if he needs rest, he should take a rest. Exactly. It's that simple. Here's the thing. When you're such a great player like LeBron, it comes with a lot of criticism. That's the bottom line, right? Look, at the end of the day, when LeBron James was struggling early in the season, everybody was on his case talking about he's done, Lakers should trade him, blah, blah, blah. And I said, no, I've seen LeBron James his whole career. He tends to pick it up and ramp up in the second half of the season, right? Especially now that he's older. That's exactly what has happened. Now that he's playing phenomenal, now people are complaining about him taking a day off after 2 back-to-back much-needed wins. And so I'm not mad at it. He has to do whatever he has to do to be right for the playoffs. That's the big picture. Got to look at the big picture as a fan, right? We want to be in the playoffs, but we want to be healthy in the playoffs. Imagine we get to the playoffs, we get good seeding, right? We end up number 6 in the West, but we get there with a hobbled LeBron and a hobbled Anthony Davis, and it doesn't matter. It's going to happen the same like when we faced the Suns in 2021. We're going to get bounced early, and the goal is not to get to the playoffs. The goal is to advance in the playoffs, right? So that's what the Lakers are looking at right now. We as fans have to be patient because they know more than we do. We are observers, but at the end of the day, if he felt he needed a day off, I'm not mad at it. Especially the way he's been playing. You can't be mad at it. He said Russ entering and having back-to-back turnovers didn't help. It was all bad, man. Listen, our backcourt of Dennis Schroeder and Russ were horrendous tonight. Right? If one of the two played better, we would have been in this game. If they both would have played like they've been playing the last couple games, we'd probably win this game, right? Because let's be honest, the rookie showed up, Max Christie, right? Thomas Bryant, to a degree, showed up. He was battling down low. For the most part, role players showed up. But again, it starts with your leadership. And when they don't play good, when LeBron doesn't play good, it's really hard for us to win. When Russ doesn't play good, when he's the main leader on the floor, it's going to be damn near impossible for us to win. So, hey, Martin, appreciate you, bro. Too much hero ball. I agree. And that's my biggest concern is that we can't regress. We've been playing tremendous team basketball. We have to continue doing that, right? Because the Lakers were a different team when we were moving the rock. I mean, we didn't know who was going to knock down the triple or get to the rack with the way they were sharing the rock. So they got to keep doing that. They got to keep doing that. He said, forget the playoffs. Let's just hope they make it to the play-in. No, I think we have a good shot, man, to at least make it to the play-in. But again, the key is health. Health is the number one key. This is why they don't want to rush back AD, right? If it was up to AD, he'd probably be playing in this game. But they don't want to rush him back. They're trying to make sure that his injury clears up 100%. That way, there's no reoccurring or nagging, injuries that come up on the back end, right? Right before the playoffs. That would be atrocious. That would be the end of our season right there. He said Thomas, the mad dog, like Mark Manson, but better, of course, offensively, especially. He said, I think this was a LeBron statement game saying that he needs help from the front office. You know what? I doubt it, man. He has been low-key load managing, especially since AD went out. He's been missing games. People have been getting mad at him, but truth of the matter is the workload he's putting on because the front office hasn't made trades is like just out of this planet, right? Most 38-year-olds aren't putting up half the production. So this might be something where they're hoping to keep him healthy. That's it. That's all I can think of. I doubt he's made plenty of statements. He's gone on interviews. He's been on the record as to saying he doesn't want to play losing brand of basketball. I mean, he doesn't need to say more. The front office knows LeBron wants a trade. The ball's in their court, right? The front office knows that we want to trade as a fans, clearly. I mean, shout out to Jeannie, but man, she has turned off her comment section and everything. So that tells you that she hears loud and clear what the fans want. Now, question is, what is going on behind the scenes? We're going to find out. February 9th, trade deadline's around the corner. And when that date rolls around, the Lakers are still sitting on the same team. We'll know that this front office was just, they're wasting away talent. And they're going to look incomparable more than they already do. So it's going to be bad. But the truth always sets you free, man. It always gets revealed at the end of the day. Sooner or later, it comes out. He said Russell is not a leader. He's just a veteran who's a Hall of Famer. Well, I'll say this: he's been doing a great job of leading the second unit, right? Is he a winner though? I don't know, because that quote he said the other night was very suspect, right? It was very like why would you say that, bro? Like your leader and your coach are hyping up the team, and you taking off the edge from the knife, man. No, sir, don't do that, right? But it kind of shows his mentality. Like there's no sense of urgency there. It's almost like he's just at the point of his career where he just wants to have a good time. That's it. And that should never be somebody's mentality, especially not when you're a Laker. I think that has been one of the biggest criticisms from Laker fans towards Russ. And it looked like he had put that in the past, right? It's coming off the bench, sacrificing whatever for the team to win. But then he has these outbursts, man, where he says crazy shit like, oh, what matters more is having fun. Like basically like, fuck all that. Like we're not here to win. We're here to have a blast. We're getting paid anyways, guys. It's a fraternity. Don't worry about it. It's a fraternity. It's not competition. Forget about what the viewers pay for. Forget about what the front office pays for. Forget about what your leader is telling you. I'm telling you, just go have fun, right? That's it. He said, DTLF, what people ain't seen is why are we asking LeBron to carry at year 20? I agree. I couldn't ask much more from LeBron, to be honest with you. He's given us more than what we could ask for if we're being straight up. Like, even Michael Jordan in his Wizard days wasn't putting up these kind of numbers. He wasn't. So that tells you, at least not in a winning effort. So that tells you that LeBron is truly different, man. And it's not about what we ask of him. It's what he demands from himself, which is greatness, which is exactly why he's one of the GOATs. All GOATs demand greatness from themselves. All of them. Regardless of what the fans or the front office or what anybody asks for. So, YFN, what's up, bro? He said, yeah, I don't know why Russ said have fun, win, or draw. He should just have fun and win and not draw because that's a losing attitude. Facts. There's no second place trophies in this league, man. Although now they're trying to add some, with the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference MVPs. Like, nobody asked for them awards, man. Those are sore loser awards. Devin Booker and Paul George were made for those. You know what I mean? Like, they're never going to win a championship. So those are to reward second, B-list type star players. He said, next two games are tough. Hope they don't lose 3 in a row. We need a win, Philly or Dallas. I hope we win both of them, and I think we're capable of it. But we got to go back to playing team ball, and we got to go back to playing through our leader, which is King James. Right now, that AD is out. So he said, "Dan, with a healthy LeBron James and AD, can we win with this team in the playoffs with no trades?" I think we can win to a certain extent. I'm talking first or second round, but we need the depth, man. Tonight is a perfect example. No LeBron James, no AD, a couple role players missing. We're forced to play guards, right? They have size. They have Jokic, they have Gordon, they have Bones, they got all kinds of lengthy wings. And it showed because they got to the basket at will. We were not able to stop them at the rim. So again, it shows our depth lack. We lacked some size in the paint, some wing depth. They had a total of 13 offensive rebounds. Again, killing us from the glass. A total of 54 rebounds to our 44, killed us by 10, plus 13 offensive rebounds. I mean, points in the paint. We actually beat them points in the paint, but it's the little things, right? The second chance stuff, man. All of that. Controversial, man. Appreciate you, man. He said, I get the frustration, but what Russ was saying, you got to still enjoy the game and not lose your mind. Brian said he plays best with joy. That's not what it came off across, man. And there's a time and a place to open your mouth. And this one thing about player fans that I disagree with, because we can tell the difference between a player fan and a franchise fan. A franchise fan will hold everybody accountable and care about the team first. A player fan will defend their player even when he's wrong. In this instance, he is horribly wrong because, number one, he wasn't on the same page as his team leader, LeBron, and his coach, right? He said a completely different thing than them. Number two, he interrupted LeBron James mid-sentence. Literally, LeBron looked at him like LeBron had to agree with him because he didn't agree with LeBron. And that is a problem. That shows that you're still a rebel. You still think you're above anything. And that shows also why you failed to win a championship with Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Serge Ibaka in OKC. Not only because you were young and wet between the ears, but because you still haven't matured till now. And it shows, right? It's like, imagine you're in class and, your teacher is giving, he's giving some sort of, he's teaching, right? And I don't even raise my hand. I just blurt out, no, you're wrong, teacher. It's not about learning and, having a good education and moving up in life. Is about having fun. We're here at school to have fun. So everybody, let's have fun on 3. 1, 2, 3, fun. What is it going to do? What message is it sending to the classmates, right? Message number one is, I don't follow directions and I'm a hard-headed ass. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's message number one. I'm a troublemaker, right? Message number two is, don't listen to the teacher. I got y'all, man. It's all about fun. Fuck what they got to say. So it's just not right, bro. It's just not right. No matter how you slice it up, I get it. He's your favorite player. I get it, man. Whatever the case may be, I respect it. Yeah, I'm not even mad at it. I'm so used to player fans that at first it was a little crazy to me, but now I get it. All right, you guys are very passionate about your players, all the way to all the way to the end of the careers. So it is what it is. But I'm here to tell the truth, man. I ain't no player fan. I'm a Laker fan, and I'm telling you, all my years watching the Lakers, I've never seen a player as, what's the word I'm looking for? Polarizing as Russell Westbrook, right? Polarizing as Russell Westbrook, meaning sometimes you love the dude and sometimes you can't stand the dude because he just goes against everything you believe in, right? And it's really disappointing to hear because I thought he had gotten behind the leadership. And then you see that outburst. It's almost like he's bipolar. No disrespect to anybody who's bipolar, but it feels like he's having a change of heart mid-sentence in between what LeBron's saying. Like, no, let's not get greedy. Let's have fun, man. He even did this, like waving off what LeBron said. So not a good look, man. Not a good look at all. And it's not hate. It's speaking facts. He said, let's not forget Schroeder also had a very bad night, ball hogging, looking frustrated. I already called him out. I said between him and Russ, they teamed up to destroy what the Lakers have built in 5 games. But luckily, I think LeBron comes back on Thursday, and I think order will be reestablished. Sometimes you need your leader, your true leader. He said, Dan, I tell you the truth, every time Westbrook hold the ball, I feel nervous. Like I said, man, and again, it's not to disrespect him because he is a Hall of Famer, but Russell Westbrook, can get really sloppy with the basketball. 7 turnovers off the bench. You name me a player that can do that off the bench. Like, it's not very likely unless it's a young player, right? Usually young players are the ones that are doing this, but Hall of Fame players who are veterans are usually a lot better about taking care of the basketball. So, it's just all about questioning what's wrong. And he has been phenomenal all year long. Like, people don't even want to trade him no more. So it's not that we hate Russ. It's just that sometimes he can be polarizing. Sometimes you love him. Sometimes you hate the way he acts and the way he plays, right? And then it looks even worse because right after this little incident in the locker room, and by the way, I feel like the Lakers social media people released this to the public on purpose to expose what really goes on in the locker. I don't think that was an accident at all, and I don't think they were bragging about the situation. I feel like they really released this to the public so they could see, okay, this is why we're below 500. There's still some rebels in the locker room, yo. Like, this is really what goes on in the locker room. I don't think that was. You think that was an accident? I don't. I think that was leaked on purpose. He said, that's why we need a point guard when LeBron's out. This is why you trade Westbrook. Craig, if the right deal comes along, I'm still with it, man. As great as Russ has been, he's a double-edged sword. You just never know what version you're going to get of him. And I think he's been like this his whole career. Sometimes he turns up, and this dude looks like prime Dwayne Wade when he attacks the rack sometimes. And then when he's knocking down shots and making the right passes, it's like, okay, this is why they paid him $47 million. Now I get it. But then you have nights like tonight, 7 turnovers on 7 assists. It's like, whoa. Like, this dude was on a mission to make sure we lost and they have fun, right? He said Nunn starting to play better. He is. I'll say this about Kendrick Nunn. His offensive confidence is getting there, but he still forced the issue tonight. I didn't like some of those shots he was taking. There was one possession where he just dribbled it out, got blocked, pulled it back out, and shot an air ball. It's like, dude, got to move the rock, make the defense work. If not, they're going to have too much energy on the offensive end. Dan, do you think we can win a championship with Westbrook? I think we can, but we have to make the right role player trade, right? We still need that. Those missing pieces are still there. So I think we can, but it's going to be the right situation. That's the only way. He said, I think Russ is more consistent than people think. At times he is, but you just don't know. You just don't know what version is going to show up. Like, I thought he was going to have a great game tonight. I was like, perfect type of game. They don't have a lot of rim protection at the rim, but I guess they had some athletes there. But yeah, it is what it is, man. He said, will you be surprised if Westbrook extends with the Lakers? You know what, John? To a certain degree, I will be. I will be to a certain degree because, for one, I think his ego is too inflated where he won't want to take a pay cut. He's going to be like, I'm the 6th man of the year. I still trying to make $30 million a year. And for two, if he does take a pay cut for a lesser role on this team, it could only be because he doesn't think he has a bright future elsewhere. But for him to have that mature moment of reality, like, we haven't seen it yet in his career. So I can't see it. But it'd be nice if he took a pay cut, veterans minimum, came off the bench, or the mid-level exception at the very worst, came off the bench and did what he's doing. That'd be cool, right? Jake, appreciate you, Jake. He said, despite the loss between now and the next time the LA Lakers play with LeBron, getting 5 days off of rest, OKC plays Miami and Philly, and Utah plays Cleveland, Portland plays Orlando, Cleveland, Phoenix plays Golden State and Denver, and the LA Clippers plays Dallas. He said, good game to the rest, Bron. Exactly. It's all strategic, and I'm glad you brought it up, bro, because I keep telling people this. All right, the Lakers are looking at this from the bigger picture. Like, we've made a great run. We need to make sure LeBron stays healthy. We don't want to overexert him. At the end of the day, he is year 20. He's 95 in dog years, and like, this dude continues to defy the laws of physics. But we don't want to push that to the limit, because that's how you get the Mike D'Antoni, Kobe Bryant situation where Kobe would just not rest. And Mike D'Antoni would just not rest him, and he ended up tearing his Achilles, right? So that's what you don't want for LeBron, right? That's what you really don't want. He said, what if LeBron sat out to show Westbrook what it looks like when you just have fun? I love the theories, man. I love the theories, but I doubt it. Like I said, at the end of the day, I think this is a bigger picture play. It's like, we'll sacrifice one game for health, right? To make sure you're going to be healthy. Like my man said, we're going to have 5 days in between games, between LeBron playing and whatnot, and that's good. That bodes well for his body. He gets to rest. You get a rejuvenated version of LeBron, which gives you a better chance at wins at the end of the day. Imagine he would have played tonight and he exhausts himself, and now he got to play Thursday, and we still lose. Like, it would have been worst case scenario. So the fact that we didn't play him and we lost, at least we didn't play him. At least that's the silver lining in this whole thing. Then I think we will be very good rebounding team with Davis and TB playing together. I mean, that's the dream. That's something I thought we were gonna get since preseason, and we haven't gotten it yet. So I hope that I hope that they are able to combine nicely and do some damage down low, because now you're gonna be able to match up with bigger teams, and you're gonna have some backup to do the dirty work. He said, "Yeah, I feel that, Dan." He said, "AD low-key screwed these past 2 seasons. Let Bron down." Man, nah. Look, at the end of the day, he can only control what he can control, right? If he's doing the right things, eating the right things, and he's still having these freak injuries, and he's just injury prone, some players can't help it, right? Yao Ming ended his career early because he's injury prone. Andrew Bynum had bad knees, injury prone. This has been something that has plagued certain players. Let's not forget about Kristaps Porzingis. He was looking like a unicorn till he started getting hurt, and now recently he's finally, he's finally starting to make his mark in this league. But at the end of the day, injuries sometimes are out of the player's control, right? We can't say AD injured himself willingly, so he let LeBron down. He might have let himself down because he's disappointed, but he didn't let LeBron down. However, if he continues to, let's just say he comes back and we're making a run and then he gets hurt again, then you could all but guarantee the Lakers are going to look, to flip him for something, because I really can't foresee him continuing to get injured and the Lakers sitting on that contract and then letting the contract expire and him walk to Chicago or somewhere for nothing, right? When they can probably maximize his return right now. But that's a topic for a different day, right? That's something that could happen if he gets injured again. If he doesn't even come back this season, it could still happen. Who knows? How can he said LeBron? How can LeBron be the GOAT at 4-6 in the finals? It's all opinion based. I mean, how can he not be some people can make an argument that he's the scoring leader, he's going to be the assist leader. He's, they're going to make all these arguments like who made it to the finals that many times, who has played at this level at 38. I mean, you can make an argument for or against them, but it's not my job to convince you, My GOAT will always be Kobe Bryant. You can make an argument against that. That's fine. Your GOAT is probably Michael or God knows who. God forbid it's Steph Curry. But you never know. Everybody's GOAT is different. So I'm not worried about it, man. That's for you to lose sleep over, not for me. I'm having mature basketball conversations over here, not subjective conversations that people pick and choose when they want to make points and when they don't, right? So if you want to make a GOAT argument, you have to take the good and the bad. You can't just take the bad because it's convenient to your argument. You have to take the good with that as well. He said, if it's just about winning rings, then it would be Bill Russell. You see what I mean? Like, anybody can make a different argument. That's what I mean. And that's a good point as well. I mean, Robert Horry would be above Kobe if that was the case, because he ended up with more chips, right? So it's a lot of things that factor into it, but I'm not here to entertain the LeBron hatred or the Kobe hatred or whatever. I'm here to enjoy the talent while it's here, because I promise you, all these same people that are going negative are going to end up giving LeBron his flowers when he retires. I promise you. That's how fake people are. People can't keep that same energy. They're going to go with the wave. Right now, the wave is to hate on LeBron. Later on, it's going to be to show him love. Just like I remember when Kobe retired, I had friends who hated Kobe his whole career hit me up talking about, bro, I always had mad love for Kobe. I love giving him a hard time. Like, he don't even know you exist. I loved going again. I love being the underdog. Is like, what? Like, their excuses for all of a sudden showing love don't even make sense. So why not just keep it real, man? If you're going to show love later, just show love now, because if not, don't flip up later. He said Bill Russell was a horrible scorer. That's right, Jordan. He said, Dan, to see the Clippers lose live is a joy, almost like to see Lakers win. Live? You want to go watch them live? I never waste my money on that, watching that team play live. Unless they were like, the only way I'd ever go see the Clippers play live is if they paid me for it. And they were on the verge of getting eliminated, then I would enjoy that, especially if it's one of my favorite teams playing against them. Um, but outside of that, nah, I'm not wasting money to go watch the Clippers play. I'm good off of that, man. He said, I think we are a solid playoff team. We couldn't make it to the second round, but injuries is keeping it from us. That's fair, John, but that's not what we want. We don't just want to be a first or second round exit team. We want to be, at least in the Western Conference Finals. We want to be in the mix of things, right? In order for that to happen, we have to make a move or two. Maybe some under the radar moves. Who knows? But we have to. And that could happen. But a problem I see right now is that because of the play-in tournament, there's a lot of teams that still believe they can make it. So there's not a lot of sellers. There's more buyers at this point. And I know it doesn't make sense because you got Victor Wembanyama, but I don't think a lot of these teams will even want to tank. I think they're tired of tanking and they want to make it and sell some tickets, right? And so because there's so many teams that still believe they can make it, I think that's why the Lakers are probably struggling to make a trade. Not making any excuses, however, because they failed to make a trade last trade deadline. So there's no excuses that they miss on this one as well. Again, I'm going to be really hard on them, and I'm going to call them out on their BS if that happens. He said, I want to get OG Anunoby. I mean, a player like that would be a dream come true. But we've been dreaming for players like him, Jeremy Grant, before, and it never happens. I'd settle for Kuz or Bogdanovich or something like that, right? That'd be nice. But the rumor today coming out was that the Lakers believe that a first-round unprotected plus Patrick Beverley and Kendrick Nunn is too much for a player like Bogdanovich. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to overpay if you want to be legit. That's just a fact. If you want to be legit, you're going to have to overpay. You're going to get criticized one way or another. So, He said, Dan, are you going to play Hit the Road Jack when the Clippers get eliminated this year? Not really, man, because there's nothing to celebrate. It's a routine, It's like, I'll be excited just to rub it in the all 7 of their fans' faces. But am I going to celebrate their parade? No, because this is what I come to expect from the Clippers every year, for them to bounce out and get eliminated early, preferably. So I won't be playing any songs or dancing or putting up any banners like they do when they beat us. I will just wave and say, bye, Felicia. That's it. Keep it simple. Yeah, I might come on here, make a little little video or whatever, but that's it, man. He says, should have picked up DeMarcus Cousins on a 10-day. That might still happen, Loco. That might still happen, dude. They're going to look at him this week according to multiple reports. So let's see. Let's see how true those reports are. He said, have you met a fan in LA? Do they exist? I met one. I used to work with one. Not in LA, but right outside of LA, like 30 minutes outside of LA. His name was Josh, and he was an awkward dude. He was kind of quiet, and I was like, dude, why do you like the Clippers? He just used to shrug and be like, like that. I was like, that makes perfect sense. Nobody knows why they like anything nowadays. It's like he was really young, right? And he was taller than me too. And I remember he challenged me on the court and I whooped his ass and he never wanted to play with me again. So in typical loser Clipper mentality, they just magically disappear when they lose. That's what happens. These fans, they troll me all season long, or they try. They show up to the chat, all this stuff. But when they lose, guess what happens? Harry Houdini all over again, man. They're nowhere to be found. Where all 7 of them go? All of a sudden, there's 3 of them. And then there's 2 and then 1. And all of a sudden, they're Warrior fans. It's weird. It's a weird phenomenon. I don't get it. It's like, I don't know, man. Clipper fans are like aliens. You hear about them, but you never see them, right? Especially when they lose. He said, that's right, East Side. He's like, this is all about purple and gold up in here. Yeah, honestly, like nobody wants the Clippers. I've been trying to pitch the Clippers to the NBA to move out of LA because I'm like, y'all make more money somewhere else where you're wanted, maybe, but nah. NBA don't even reply to me, to Dan the Laker fan. NBA won't even reply to me when I talk about the Clippers. I don't even think the NBA wants to deal with it, It's like the lost files. They just put them in the back, just gather dust. As long as they get the paycheck, it's all good. He said, Max Christie is a stud, Dan. He needs more minutes. Facts. And I love that the player development he has done from the offseason to now is tremendous. And again, this is why I keep giving the Lakers, scouting department, the player development team, just, so much credit because they do a phenomenal job with the young players year after year. We see it. We've seen it last year with Austin Reeves. From his rookie season to what he is now is night and day. Now we're starting to see it with Max Christie. Again, 6 for 8 from the field, 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. He had a better shooting night than Russell Westbrook and Dennis Schroeder combined. So that's what you need, man. You need efficiency from young players. That's the number one thing. It's not about them dropping 30 to 40, even though that would be nice. But it's about how efficient, how much they can contribute to a team. He said Cole Swider should get more looks from the three-point shot. I don't know why we weren't feeding him. Well, I'll tell you why. Denver did an excellent job of closing out on him. He really can't create for himself. He dribbles either one direction or the other, but in straight lines. And that's something he should add to his game. How to be able to, come off of a screen or do something to get open. All he does is, he'll take an off-ball screen, run around it, and get open and shoot. But if he's not open, he'll pick up the ball. He'll wait for somebody to come get it. I mean, he looks like a scared puppy. But then again, he's still young. And hopefully he develops into something more than just a catch-and-shoot guy. Because when you're playing really good teams like Denver, you're not going to get a lot of open looks, He said, Dan, why can't people just appreciate greatness, whether your GOAT is Jordan, Kobe, or LeBron? Can we all agree that they are all GOATs? LeBron doesn't have to be my GOAT. Jordan is my GOAT. All are GOATs. I mean, that's why I always say it, bro. That's what I'm here for. I'm like a mediator of some sorts. They always try to pick fights with me for some reason. I'm not even a LeBron stan. I'm a fan of his because he came to the Lakers, but I'm not like I don't have all this Akron, Ohio high school jersey. I don't have nothing, I only have one Laker LeBron jersey, literally. And I respect his talent. And I make the argument for him because there's a lot of people that just like to say, Dan, LeBron is 4-6 in the finals. He's garbage. Dan. It's like, bro, he's about to break the all-time scoring record. And it probably wasn't even his intent based on what he says. He's still a 4-time champion, multiple-time All-Star, multiple-time MVP. I mean, he's still one of the best we've ever seen. I don't get it either, man. I'm just the voice of the people, man. I'm just here trying to get out the message. Like, he'll retire someday, and I don't want to hear the bullshit about how you always respected him out of the blue. Because here's your chance, man, to give him his flowers, to enjoy greatness. I mean, we saw the man drop damn near 50 on his birthday. At his 38th birthday, by the way. He said, I only got Kobe jerseys. Oh, yeah, I got plenty of those, man. Luckily, I was able to get him before he passed because, unfortunately, the NBA has made tons of money off of his passing, and they overpriced the jerseys now. And not everybody can afford those jerseys. So that's unfortunate for the younger fans, But for those of us that were able to get him while he was still alive, I rarely wear mine because I'm trying to keep it in pristine condition, man. Pristine condition. But I love Kobe jerseys. My favorite jersey ever. My favorite player ever. Probably my favorite human being ever, man. Probably. He said LeBron is top 5 all time, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, that's not out of the question. The DTLF, is there any chance we can get Kuzma back this year? There's a slim chance that it could happen, but is it likely? It's not very likely because he's going to want to get paid a contract extension that maybe the Lakers won't want to pay, right? So it would be kind of pointless to trade for him for a half a year rental. But I would still do it. I would still do it to try to swing for the fences. But yeah, I think they're going to try to look to trade him to anybody who gives up more than a first-round pick, right? A first-round pick and a young piece might get the job done. Maybe a team like the Knicks would do it, or a team like that feels like they're on the fringe, right? A team like that. Lakers should do it, though, to be honest. They should do it. He said, people forget to realize how hard it is just to get to the finals. People are saying he's trash because he lost multiple finals. Most players can only dream of even making the finals. And by the way, I really, in LeBron's career, there's like 3 finals that I think he really lost. The other 3 were handicapped as hell. Either his team was too injured or he was going up just an unfair team in the finals. And I'm not saying he still didn't lose because he did, but I don't see those losses the same way. Now, had he had the best teams during all 6 of those finals and lost those finals, all 6 of them, then I would have said, all right, you might have a point there. But the fact that 3 of those 6 finals, he was going up against ridiculous Golden State Warrior team that was just stacked from top to bottom just shows, that it's not a guarantee that you get to the finals and you win, right? And it just makes you appreciate the ones that he did win and the ones that Kobe won, the ones that Jordan won, the ones that, these guys have won that much more because They're not easy to win. Nobody's handing them over to you, right? Even the one versus the Boston Celtics, where the Warriors, who had experience, went up against a very limited experience, younger Celtic team that hadn't been to the finals together. Even they got to run for their money. Even Curry had to step up and have a tremendous finals. So it just shows you how tough. And I think in the finals it's so hard to win because the game just slows down. Everybody knows everybody's strategy. Everybody tries to take away everybody's strengths, and it really takes a genius and a mastermind to be able to figure things out and to elevate their team above the rest. And LeBron did that 4 times. Kobe did it 5. Jordan did it 6. So respect greatness. It's not easy to do, guys, at all. At all. Dan, do you agree with me that the NBA needs to have a Kobe logo? Kobe meant so much to every basketball fan. The NBA owes it to Kobe. Yeah, man, I think he should be the new logo. And what's interesting is that Jerry West doesn't even want to be on the logo anymore. He doesn't want to be a part of the basketball. I think they should give that to Kobe, but I don't know why they don't. I don't know what it is, man. I'm not even going to go there into the conspiracy theories and stuff, but I thought it was guaranteed that they would have Kobe's fadeaway logo, on the basketball, right? So it is what it is. But anyways, guys, it's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you guys so much for tapping in. It's unfortunate the Lakers do lose. The Nuggets snap our 5-game win streak, but give credit to them. They play exceptional defense, and they executed on the offensive end. Now, we got a couple of days off until Thursday when the Lakers face the Dallas Mavericks. So that game is going to be really tough, but hopefully we get LeBron back, and hopefully all will be restored again. Shout out to Prize Picks, my sponsor, real quick. If y'all haven't checked it out, promo code DTLF. Do yourselves a favor and get 100% deposit match on your first deposit, guaranteed up to $100. All right, basically free money you get to play with. So and learn the system, which is very easy to learn. All it is you pick over or under. If you get the picks right, you get the money. It's that simple. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tapping in. I will see you guys here on the next one. Have a great rest of the evening. Peace out.